Zane, did you solve everything? Anything coming through?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go for the cell phone for now because I don't.
with. And that's the reason why scammers turn to it so often, is because once you pay with non-traditional payment methods, it's very difficult for the consumer to ever access those funds again, regardless of whether or not they were caught up in a scam.
Okay, and I'm going back and forth here a bit, so bear with me, but did you say free cruise? Like, people really offer these to people and they fall for it, right? So I think a big part of this is, you know, as you mentioned earlier, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So you really want to make sure,
Everybody wants to go on a luxurious cruise, but you also want to have a sense of what that market rate is for that experience. And if you see a cost that is 75% below, you know to stay clear of that regardless of the company that's offering it. But as an additional layer of security, do your due diligence, do your research on that company to see whether they have a proven track record, whether or not they've been implicated in any other types of scams, which would, of course, alert you to stay clear of that organization entirely.
Yeah, and I've done, we've worked together throughout the past years, months, whatever it is. Sorry, I can't do math. But through that professional relationship, I mean, we talk so often about people who are scammed and they feel kind of like, I was scammed. I'm a bit nervous to let other people know. Can you kind of explain why it's important to kind of, just take your pride in your hand and help support other people so they don't make the same mistake that you did?
Without a doubt, I'm really glad you brought that up, Jacqueline. The only person that you're ever protecting when you stay quiet is the perpetrator. And I know that there are a whole lot of reasons for folks to go quiet and not feel like their experience is deserving of someone's time and attention, but I promise you it is. You don't need to have lost any amount of money for your experience to be able to protect someone else. We would encourage you, of course, to report through bbb.org/scam tracker. You can be kept completely anonymous if you so choose. So it's not as though, you report your experience and you're tied to this memory and experience for the rest of your days. It is an opportunity, though, for you to protect someone else from needing to go through what you ultimately went through.
Okay, yeah. And as you were saying, bear with me, I'm going to kind of futz around with the screen here. But yeah, so here's the Better Business Bureau website. So it's bbb.org. And this is like you were saying, I mean, you can check a business on their website, you can file a complaint. There are different spots where you can go on the website to make sure that, you follow your own words of advice, so to speak, right? And then you can alert other people to kind of like what's going on. So, and I love these quotes for people too. I mean, like Christian G from El Paso says, for us it's really important to be part of the BBB because it gives us credibility and helps us get more customers. So that's somebody on the business end that's speaking. So that's just really great to know.
Yeah, and I mean, we want this to be an opportunity for you to get more information about a company to see whether or not you feel like it's in your best interest to do business with them. That's what we exist to. We exist to connect consumers with trustworthy businesses. So some of the ways we do that is by fighting fraud. Some of the ways we do that is by providing contact information for businesses that agree to uphold our various standards of trust. But the important thing, right, is to do your research on the front end so you're not playing cleanup duty on the back end.
All right. Well, Josh, thank you so much for your time today. We're actually take off for a few, but then we'll be back in a bit. So thank you so much.
Thank you.